Are you buying and selling cryptos on the same laptop that you're using to browse the internet, read your email, and visit social media sites? If so, you're exposing your cryptos to theft. Whenever you're online, you're at risk of getting hacked and having your identity stolen. How would you feel if someone stole all of your cryptos? What would that do to your finances? Guard your cryptos with a safe and secure laptop from Calyx Solutions. Each laptop is set up just for you and your cryptos, and then we walk you through exactly how it works. Don't risk the security of your cryptos. Order a crypto laptop from Calyx Solutions now to secure your crypto future. Learn more at calyxsolutions.io.
And we are live. Good morning, everybody. It's your favorite truck driver in the whole wide world. It's Bitcoin Ben here for the daily. What in the hell is going on in cryptocurrency? And a surprise. We got Mr. Patrick out of the retirement home. We got him on a weekend pass, except it's not a weekend. And welcome to Florida, Patrick. What's going on, brother?
Thank you. Just having fun. Yeah, weather's been fine. Flight was just an average flight. Lots of fun so far. So yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing this little jaunt here. We have some things to check off, some boxes to put check marks in, but otherwise everything's going well. Yeah,
absolutely. Thank you, Sherpa. Yeah, we had to adjust our sound.
Some technical difficulty.
Exactly. Well, it's I wanted you and I, like you said, we have some things we have going on here in Florida, and you and I are actually going to go over and look at our location over in West Palm Beach today for our private key capital company. And what I want to ask you today is, with an all-time high, and it looks like, judging by the price, we're heading right back up there. What do you think is really the shift that's actually pushing us up? And it seems like we head up, we hit an all-time high, we kind of flatten out for a few days, then it seems like we're heading right back up.
Right. Well, I think the kids at BlackRock are playing some games.
No, not BlackRock.
Yeah. I think they're playing some games. I think we also see some movement in some other directions elsewhere. Altcoins are having, there's a good amount of the market capitalization is moving in that direction. I mean, we're at 56% in terms of dominance in Bitcoin right now. But there's some things that are taking place that are seemingly under the radar. Coinbase, for instance, has been buying the crap out of ADA.
Yes.
And they've been wrapping it with ETH. So they're anticipating a move, or they've already started to make a move into the DeFi area. And I suspect that that's going to be happening in other areas too. We talked last week on cyber stuff about JP Morgan creating its own blockchain and using that for payment mechanisms that are for their clients, as opposed to using SWIFT, as opposed to using XRP, with an outfit called Exensys, I believe it was.
Yes. Yep.
And then the SWIFT system is also in the process of creating their own blockchain as well. We'll see how that goes. But
so the government is launching their own blockchain, or
well, SWIFT is beyond the government.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. That's all right. That's
Yeah.
the international. That's the Rothschilds
Right. So basically,
settlement process.
they will probably launch it on dial-up. You know, knowing them, it's like we're modern.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's I I completely agree. We are seeing um, a lot more larger corporations, a lot more integration of actual like blockchain technology. Do you think this is actually going to be like what happened in like 96 and 97, where everyone wanted their own intranet, and then they realized, oh, it's probably smarter if we use the internet, because then we can actually send messages to other places.
Yeah, I think it's quite a bit like this. As an analogy goes, that's pretty spot on. Now, the blockchain question is going to have to be answered by the corporations, because if I can create a cryptocurrency that has internal applications only, and there are a number of private label cryptocurrencies that none of us will ever see, will never experience, will never trade, because it's in its own encapsulated environment, and it goes from cradle to grave in terms of its delivery. That is created. It's obviously on a blockchain, and that is used for all internal purposes in terms of logistics, sales, finance, accounting, HR, you name it, it's in there. And it's self-controlled. Those exist. Now, do I necessarily have to have it tied to a cryptocurrency? The answer is no. But if I'm a large multinational organization, and I want to be able to communicate with my shareholders and my internal organizations, my various departments, as to what's going on, providing immediate access to information, that's what I would use. The cryptocurrency, and I would tie it to the dollar. There's no reason to tie it to anything else. It could be a stable coin that I create.
Yeah.
But
well, I guess that actually makes a lot of sense. If you're dealing in a stable coin already, you might as well use the ledger for that coin on your inside transactions and your communications. That way you have the record of exchange on the actual blockchain. I'm wondering if you think it's more valuable for them to use their own layer one, or do you think they should launch on Ethereum or ADA or something? That way, if they need to, they can communicate outside of their network without really using an existing coin inside of their network. And they could actually send a transaction on Ether or something like that would record on the layer one Ether chain that they could reference on their side chain.
That would make sense. I don't want to find myself, let's say, having Tether as my stable coin, and suddenly Tether's universe goes sideways. and I crash with it, or I
Yeah.
have similar difficulties. But if I'm taking that approach, I have my own native stable coin tied to the dollar that everybody knows, but I'm transacting in that fashion. It's a safer bet, I think.
Yeah, I think that we are going to have exactly like you said. There will be millions and millions of tokens that we never see, we never hear of, we don't know they exist. They're held at exactly $1, and that all of those work in an enclosed area for, hell, I don't know, like Walmart or something
Right.
like that
Right.
has. And because Walmart would be smart if they used something like ADA or Solana or something like that. They could use Ether, but I think Walmart's so large that I don't know if Ether as it sits right now could really handle something as large as Walmart, because they run millions of transactions every day.
Right.
And as we're sitting, Ether, I guess if you're using it on a side chain and you only resolve to the Ether chain once in a while, I guess that would work. But it's which one would you, if you ran Walmart, what would you run on?
I'd look at Tron.
That's it. I think Tron has the number one transaction of Tether in the whole world.
Yeah.
And I remember people used to actually make fun of.
Oh yeah,
Tron.
I did.
I did too.
The
It's like
name
Tron.
was just yeah. I hearken back to the first Tron 1. And I can't remember the other cat in there, but it was it Jeff Bridges?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
God,
It was just a terrible movie.
What a horrible movie, but boy, it looks futuristic, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, the head honcho of Tron is he's an odd duck. We were in Las Vegas at the conference, and he actually walked in, because there's an area where like VIPs will like walk in, and I'm sitting there and I see him walk in, and he's actually dressed in a bright yellow moon suit. And
Did Ken talk him into that?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Ken said he was going to show up in his matching green moon suit.
And I'm sitting, and he's just surrounded by security, and he's walking through, and I'm looking at him, and he's looking at me, and I smile, and he kind of smiles back, and I'm like, hey, man, well, you're a billionaire.
Oh yeah,
you do what you would.
yeah.
If you want to pretend you're on the moon, you go for it, brother. But exactly like you said, Tron works. It works, and it's cheap, and it's super fast.
Yeah. That's where I would hang my hat.
I wouldn't that be weird if Tron wound up like replacing it? Well, if you look at it, I guess
It already
Tron
is.
has replaced
Yeah.
Ethereum. Now, Tron is a very light chain, so it will it really can't carry heavy
No.
heavy information like Ethereum, but Tron for like just regular coin transactions. Hell, that's literally like perfect.
Right. And I still think there's one more iteration for Ethereum to go through.
Yeah, I still think they're gonna have to launch a new coin
I do.
because you went from proof of work to proof of stake.
But still a portion of it's in proof of work.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and don't forget we still have Ethereum Classic.
Right.
That I don't know if anyone's using. I'm assuming someone's using it.
And Hodgkinson put a boatload of money on that.
Oh yeah,
He made a huge bet on that one. He was part of Ethereum.
Yeah.
He was one of the founders. And when he walked away, I think one of the disputes that was responsible for creating Ethereum Classic was one of the cornerstones of his argument that they were going in the wrong direction. And when they went back and they wiped out the records of how many transactions.
jeez.
Yeah. He rightfully said, this is unethical. This is wrong. You need to make the change somewhere else.
Yeah,
And that's why he put his money down, but also to put his finger in the eye of Vitalik Buterin. But
oh, I agree. 'Cause-
Charles does want his pound of flesh.
oh, absolutely. He really basically said, if we're rolling it back, why are we even using a blockchain? Let's
Right.
just use a friggin' a shared spreadsheet.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah,
if we're just going to roll
Yeah.
things back,
Right.
then why are we even using blockchain?
right. You violate the tenet of immutability.
Yeah, that's why we use blockchain,
Right.
so that you can't change shit. And it's and Trump's organization, World Liberty Financial.
Okay.
They just announced they're launching. They're actually going to take all of his hotels, all of his assets, and put it on chain. So that means this is going to get wild. That means there will be a Trump coin, and that he'll offer ownership
And
shared-
rewards. And rewards. His
and
loyalty
rewards
program.
and loyalty
is-
programs. and I actually saw a post. For those of you who don't know this, Trump years ago, he actually tried launching an airline.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, word around West Palm Beach is that's going to come back and it's going to be tokenized. Because while I was at Mar-a-Lago, there was a guy there who owned the world's largest airline repair. And I think he does repairs and also maintenance in the whole world, multi-billionaire guy.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sitting there talking to him because I'm like, wow, you own a bunch of planes. He was like, oh, yeah, I got like 7 of them. And we're sitting there talking. And I actually made a joke. I'm like, so did you help with Trump Airline? And he kind of laughed. He goes, well, we gave it a shot. And I laughed. And he kind of looked at me and goes, yeah, I don't think that's over. And I was like, really? He goes, that's right. He goes, he was like, there's so much that's already planned that you crypto guys don't know about.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking, what does that mean? What does a guy who runs the largest airline, place in the world. And he's at Mar-a-Lago sitting at the pool weighing about 400 pounds with his 90-pound girlfriend who's maybe just out of college.
Yeah.
And what did he mean by that? And so I asked, I have a few other friends. One of them leases private jets. And he's heard rumors. He was like, oh, yeah, Trump is going to launch Trump Airlines again. Rumor is he's actually partnering with a group in I think it's in Saudi Arabia or in Dubai. And that he said that's one of the reasons they actually gave him that. Remember, they gave him a plane.
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons they actually gave him a plane, was because just like an inside little, hey, by the way, this is probably one of the planes we're going to be using. And it's I don't think people realize how really, really deep this goes. And what other, what lately, since we got about 9 more minutes left, what do you find interesting about this government shutdown? What are you seeing?
Well, the turds are floating to the top.
that is absolutely something Patrick says. I see some shit. Here's some shit right there.
You have the Democrats wanting to debate this in the House, and Speaker Johnson rightfully said, "No, we don't. We're not going to placate you. We're not going to entertain this notion." And a lot of the things that the Democrats have been disputing are actually being found in previous legislation that has to do with medical coverage for illegals, for people who are not legal, who are not citizens. A significant dollar amount has been identified. And these guys are just taking arrow after arrow. And the working folk in the government, and we know at least 70%, and I'm being conservative here, 70% of them donate to the Democrat Party.
Very conservative.
Yeah. In the city of Chicago, we refer to that as patronage. The federal government has another name for it, but those folks are starting to get a little hot under the collar, and they're going to start being let go. And I mean terminated, not furloughed, not you're gone for good is the reality of it.
As they should be.
Right. I mean, they're non-essential personnel. And I go back to the question, well, then why the hell did we hire them in the first place?
Yeah, because like I've said before, you and I, and at our clubs, we don't have any non-essential employees.
Right.
That makes no sense in a corporation or when you run a business. Why would you do that with government?
I go back to the patronage statement.
There you go. Another question I wanted to sneak in here real quick. You're originally from Chicago.
Yes.
What's your take on, you have the governor, you got the mayor all throwing shit at Trump, and the director of the FBI actually came out last night or this morning, and he said there's 110,000 gang members in Chicago. Does that number surprise you?
No,
Really?
no.
Because I heard it and I'm like, Jesus, there's only like 190,000 people in all of St. Louis City.
Right. Well, Chicago obviously has a vast footprint. And there was a time when, and I'm going back to the 60s and 70s.
The 1860s.
Yeah. There was a time when gang members were responsible for boosting stuff, stealing tires, fencing them, selling weed, and that was the extent of it. Well, as we've seen the progression of the mustachios out of the business because they haven't been able to replace members of local organized crime of the Italian flavor, they just can't get membership as they used to be able to.
They just can't find good help.
No, they can't. They can't. They're in the penitentiaries. That vacuum has been filled, and we've seen the crime shift from what were little petty operations to significant operations that are both legitimate and illegitimate. I mean, tax stamps on cigarettes, on booze, all that stuff's being run. Of course, there's the drug networks that are, I mean, just the amount of fentanyl. And there's a new kid on the block, too, in terms of that, that's significantly more dangerous than fentanyl is.
I heard something about that a few weeks ago, and it's, I think I heard it's 600% more potent than fentanyl.
Yeah, like it needs to be.
Yeah, I mean, you're already fentanyl.
But
what else do you need?
Right. But I mean, these guys have highly organized networks for distribution, for sales, for everything else. And then there's the trafficking side of things, and there's the legitimate side of things where these guys are actually running operations that are legal businesses as fronts to launder their money. So they've moved from Ray and a zip gun.
Zip gun. Love that.
And now you have Shawan and his Glock with the adjuster on the back that makes it fully automatic.
Yeah.
So, and he's driving the newest BMW out there.
Yeah, it's really sad what was happening up in Chicago. And I think Trump has reached a point where he realizes that the governor and the mayor, they don't want what's really good for Chicago.
No, not at all. When you get down into the neighborhoods, these are the people that are dealing with the crime, and skin color doesn't matter at all. And they're all screaming, this needs to be fixed. This needs to be stopped. Bring them in.
Absolutely.
But because these guys hold the microphone, they're standing up there saying, we don't need this invasion. And it's Pritzker primping for the camera because he thinks he has a shot in 28 for president. Well, there are a number of reasons why he's not going to get it.
There's a lot of shit in that.
Oh, yeah.
In that friggin' closet.
Yeah.
And it isn't just him, it's his whole family.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
It's his whole family. His brother's the ugliest woman in the world.
Oh, absolutely. Golly.
Go look up his brother, who was a former lieutenant colonel in the Army.
You want to see ugly? Look at his son.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, Pritzker's son.
Yeah.
He's a special kind of ugly. All right, guys and gals, we got to run. We are heading to West Palm Beach to look at some real estate, which is a mile away from Mar-a-Lago. So we'll probably be swinging by there and checking that out. Everyone have a great day. I love you guys.
Thanks for watching.
Absolutely. And I will see you guys on Friday. Jay will have his show tomorrow. And I think he's going to have some very interesting news from. Love you guys. Everyone have a great day.
Cyber stuff on Friday.
Oh, yes. We will be doing cyber stuff on Friday. Love you guys. See you on Friday.
Adios.
Bye-bye.
Introducing the Liberty Laptop, your gateway to online anonymity. Engineered with your privacy in mind, the Liberty Laptop comes equipped with cutting-edge security features, ensuring that your data remains yours and yours alone. No more worries about your personal information being shared without consent. Say goodbye to prying eyes and third-party snoops. Enjoy your online freedom with advanced privacy settings, protecting your every digital move, all at your fingertips. With the Liberty Laptop, you control what others see and don't see. We customize your privacy settings and let only what matters most to you be shared. No more concerns about unwarranted surveillance. We put the power back in your hands. No unwanted access through the laptop's camera and microphone. Powered by the latest technology, the Liberty Laptop ensures performance while respecting your personal boundaries. The Liberty Laptop. Your control. Your privacy. Your world. Visit calyxsolutions.io to experience true personal freedom today.